Suddenly, a cream-issued through the night.
A dare that led to horror. Sinta and I could
Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for clicking on this video. On this Thursday night, I will be telling you our story titled The Night of Terror at the School Camp. Part 1. The Forbidden Place That Sparked Curiosity, told by Ardiansyah. That night, our school had its annual camping event for 11 grads. All the students had set up their tents on the field, getting ready for the night activities. The atmosphere was exciting, but there was a slight sense of unease, especially since this was our first time spending the night at school. Before we went to sleep, the supervising teacher gave a strict warning. After 10 o'clock, no students are allowed to leave the campsite. Do not go to the back building, that's the rules. There was no further explanation, and because of that, our curiosity grew. The old building behind the school had been abandoned for a long time, and many rumors about ghosts had spread. According to the stories we often heard, a student had died there long ago. Whether it was an accident or something else, no one knows for sure. However, during every camping event, there was always someone who claimed to see a long-haired girl wearing a school uniform with a play face and empty eyes. If you ever see her, do not look into her eyes, Ryan whispered to me before we went to sleep. I just brushed it off as another ghost story, but Dika and Sinta become even more curious. As the night grew later and the surroundings grew quieter, they invited me to sneak a peek at the old building. I refused, but they went anyway. I waited in the wait at honest feeling. 15 minutes passed, 10:30, but they still had returned. Suddenly, a cream issued through the night. I, along with a field teacher, immediately ran toward the old building. There we found Dika sitting off the ground, his body trembling. Meanwhile, Sinta stood motioned in the corner of the building, her head lowered. When one of the teacher touched her shoulder, they slowly lifted her face, and I felt my hair stand on end.
Part 2. A dare that led to horror. Sinta and I couldn't resist our curiosity once we were sure everyone was asleep. We quickly slipped out of our tents and made our way toward the back building. Even though the moonlight was bright, the old building seemed unnaturally dark. The air around it felt colder. Sinta and I exchanged glances. He stayed for a moment but kept moving forward. When we reached the door, Sinta whispered, "Well, just take a quick look, then go back." "Okay," I nodded. Slowly, I pushed the door open. The rusty hanger let out a long creak as we stepped inside. The room was dusty, filled with the charred wooden desk. But what sent chill down my spine was the large mirror in the corner. Or the reflection were visible, but something felt off. I squinted. There was a third figure in the mirror. Suddenly, Sinta grabbed my arm thickly. Dika, her voice trembled, her eyes wide with fear. I turned around. The figure was there, a girl in an old school uniform, her long hair partially covering her face. But what terrified me the most was her eyes, pitch black, void of pupils. Cinta started trembling, frozen in place. I wanted to scream, but my voice wouldn't come out. Then the figure whispered, "You've seen me." I don't remember what happened next. All I knew was that I woke up on the ground, my body weak, while Cinta stood frozen in the corner. I twisted a neutral smile on her face. When the teacher arrived and began reciting prayer, I saw the figure standing behind Sinta before vanishing into darkness. The next morning, neither of us could recall much of what had happened, but the scarred path the teacher found small, muddy footprint leading up the building, but none going in. Since the night, no one dared to go near the back building ever again. Thank you.